7 money decisions that quietly decide if you'll be rich or stuck. Look, let me describe a moment, and I want you to be honest with yourself. It's the end of the month, your paycheck hits. For about 24 hours, you feel fine. Not rich, not relaxed, just temporarily safe. And then rent goes out, subscriptions hit, groceries, gas, a couple random expenses you don't even remember agreeing to, and suddenly you're back to doing that quiet mental math in your head like, okay, if nothing unexpected happens, I should be fine. Here's the thing. Most people think this means they need more income, a better job, some secret investment strategy, but that's not what actually decides whether you end up wealthy or permanently stuck. What decides it are a handful of small, boring, unsexy money decisions you're making every week, usually on autopilot, that quietly lock in your financial future. And the scary part? You can be doing everything right on the surface and still be losing the game. My name is Mark, and I spend way too much time thinking about money, behavior, and why smart people keep making the same financial mistakes. If you're someone who works hard, earns decent money, but still feels like financial progress is way slower than it should be, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Let's talk about the 7 money decisions that quietly decide whether you build real wealth or stay stuck. Decision 1. What you do with the first $500 of every month. Here's what most people don't realize. Your wealth trajectory is usually decided before you ever get to investing, side hustles, or passive income. It's decided by what happens to the first few $100 of every paycheck. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, households earning between $50,000 and $75,000 a year spend over 95% of their income. Not because they're reckless, but because spending expands to fill whatever is available. If your first $500 automatically disappears into lifestyle spending, you've already lost leverage. Let me show you the math. If you invest $500 a month starting at age 30, earning a conservative 7% return, by age 65 that becomes about $610,000. Delay that decision by just 5 years and it drops to around $430,000. Same income, same effort, same investment. The difference isn't intelligence, it's priority placement. This happens because of mental accounting. We treat leftover money as optional, but first money as intentional. If you want control, you decide first. Decision 2. Whether you buy comfort or flexibility. Now you might be thinking, but Mark, I deserve to be comfortable. Sure, but every financial decision is secretly a trade-off between comfort now and flexibility later. Bigger apartment, newer car, premium subscriptions. They don't just cost money, they lock in fixed obligations. The Federal Reserve reports that nearly 40% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. That's not because emergencies are rare. It's because flexibility is expensive and most people sell it without realizing it. Flexibility is like oxygen. You don't notice it until it's gone. Once your fixed costs get high enough, even a small disruption becomes a crisis. Before any recurring expense, ask one question. Does this increase my future options or quietly reduce them? Decision 3. Whether you use debt as a tool or a sedative. This is where it gets really interesting. Debt isn't just financial, it's psychological. High-interest debt works like a sedative. It numbs the pain of unaffordable decisions. Credit cards let you say yes today and quietly punish you for years. The average credit card interest rate in the U.S. is now over 20%. That means a $5,000 balance can easily turn into $9,000 or more if you make minimum payments. But here's the deeper issue. Debt steals future motivation. When your future income is already spoken for, it becomes emotionally harder to work harder, take risks, or think long-term. If debt doesn't directly increase your income or long-term capacity, it's not leverage, it's friction. Decision 4. Whether you automate wealth or rely on willpower. Look, willpower is unreliable, and yet most people build their entire financial plan around it. I'll save whatever's left. I'll invest when I feel ready. I'll start next month. Here's what most people don't realize. Automation beats motivation every single time. Behavioral economists call this choice architecture. designing systems that remove daily decision-making. Vanguard data shows that investors who automate contributions are significantly more likely to stay invested during market downturns. If you want consistency, remove choice. Automate savings and investing the moment income hits your account. No emotion, no debate. Decision 5. Whether you measure status or progress, this one is subtle and dangerous. Most people track money socially. Can I afford what they afford? Do I look successful? Am I keeping up? But wealth isn't visible. Research by Thomas Stanley shows that many high-income households are net worth poor, while many millionaires live quietly modest lives. Here's the analogy. Status is renting, progress is owning. One impresses people temporarily, the other changes your life permanently. Track net worth, not lifestyle. If your net worth isn't growing, something is off, no matter how good things look. Decision 6. Whether you invest for excitement or ownership. Now you might be thinking, investing should feel exciting. No, it should feel boring. Dalbar studies show the average investor underperforms the market by 3 to 4% annually because of emotional decisions. Buying high, selling low, chasing trends. Ownership investing is quiet, diversified, slow, and incredibly effective. If an investment makes your heart race, it's probably not aligned with long-term wealth. Decision 7. Whether you delay thinking or decide once. This is the biggest one. Indecision is still a decision. Every year you avoid setting up a clear financial system, you're locking in another year of drift. We avoid thinking about money because it creates anxiety. But clarity reduces anxiety. Wealthy people don't think about money more. They decide once, then execute repeatedly. Create a simple system. Income, fixed costs, investing, spending, then stop renegotiating it every month. Here's the good news. None of these decisions require luck, or genius, or a massive income jump. They require awareness. If you change just 2 or 3 of these decisions, your financial future looks radically different in 10 years. And 10 years is going to pass anyway. So the real question is this. Will your money quietly work for you, or quietly work against you? If this video helped you see money differently, hit the like button. It tells the algorithm this kind of content matters. Subscribe if you want calm, behavior-based financial thinking without the hype. You don't need to be perfect with money. You just need to stop letting autopilot decide your future. I'll see you in the next one.